Hello everybody, my name is Taylor Vashro and I will be presenting to you today about how to get all of your nutrients. So for today we will be discussing what is a nutrient, how you can properly get nutrients through nutrient-dense meals, how to read a nutrient label or fact sheet on the back of, say, a can of soda, and also identify the top nutrient deficiencies in the United States and what foods to eat for those nutrient deficiencies. So, if we can do this. Okay, so what are nutrients? Nutrients are basically compounds that your body needs, that your body requires for proper growth and function. So we have macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients are those proteins, fats, and carbs that incorporate and are part of every drink, meal, food, etc. Micronutrients are the smaller, let's say, vitamins or minerals that you need to consume for the smaller processes that go on and function in your body. So what exactly do we need those micronutrients for that we're going to focus on today? We have a skew of different ones. We have 13 essential vitamins that are here, our B vitamins, as well as vitamin A, vitamin D, E, K, C, and then we have our so we have minerals. We have a skew of minerals that we won't list because it goes on for a while, but these are the macro minerals, which means that these are the ones that make up the largest amount in our body. So most people know calcium makes up and is a big part of bones, right? And bones make up a lot of our weight density. So that is why it would make sense that calcium is our largest mineral component of our body. So first we're going to just start with how to read a nutrient fact label. This should be on the back of any sort of produced food that you can buy at a grocery store. If you go to, say, the farmer's market and buy a bag of carrots, you're not going to get the nutrient label for that, but if you go to Kroger, you will. So I'm going to pass around this Mountain Dew bottle, and so while I'm explaining how to read it, you can also look and follow along with your own, object. So we have, in case you are not familiar at all with nutrient labels, we have our serving size. So, if you have a bag of pretzels, there might be 20 servings in that bag. Then we have the calories per serving size. Everything is according to that serving size. For this example, it's half a cup. So we have 250 calories per half cup. For the macronutrients, we have fats, carbs, and proteins. Oops. So, like you said earlier, those fats, carbs, and proteins are responsible for those energy-related roles in our body, giving us the energy to go about our day. And then at the bottom, we always have vitamin A, vitamin C, iron, calcium. Even if it's zero across the board, those micronutrients are always included. This specific example has 10% and 10%, but what does that mean? Percent of what? It's 10% of the dietary reference intake, or essentially on a 2,000 calorie based diet for just an average human being, it would be 10% of what they are advised to eat. So if you said, like, okay, I'm pretty average, like I don't know, an average person, this serving size would give me 10% of my vitamin A for the day. That's not necessarily that much, whatever this food is. Probably the Mountain Dew doesn't have a lot of vitamins or minerals either. So before we get into how you can eat those nutrients, we'll talk real quick about why you need to eat them. Across the board, there are so many different nutrients that go into each process in your body, so we'll highlight a few that are really essential for, say, bone and teeth. You have calcium and vitamin D, the urinary system, sodium for water balance, folate for cellular activity and neurological processes. Immune function, vitamin C, a lot of people know to eat oranges, stuff like that when you're sick or getting sick. Reproductive system, vitamin A, who knew that? And energy, or B vitamins. So a lot of times, say people who are vegetarians might not get a lot of B vitamins in their diet, and then have that side effect of not necessarily being high energy. but that's, if they eat a proper diet, then they can. It's just high in usually meats. So, for example, we'll go quickly through certain foods that are really high in nutrient dense in, say, vitamin A, which I included the different important roles that vitamin A is responsible for. So if you eat one sweet potato, that's 438% of your daily value that is recommended for an average person for vitamin A. That's pretty awesome, because you're like, wow, who has to worry about being deficient in vitamin A when I can eat a sweet potato? If you don't like sweet potatoes, you can eat carrots or kale, red peppers. Really, the list goes on, and I don't want this to feel like I don't like any of those foods. How am I going to get vitamin A? Because usually, like we saw earlier, you can get 10% from your breakfast meal, 10% from here, 20% here, and then by the end of the day, you're not necessarily going to be deficient, but if you need a little jump kick of a nutrient-dense item, you can grab a sweet potato and get your vitamin A. Same thing, vitamin E, responsible for a big role in antioxidants. You can eat sunflower seeds, almonds, spinach, and these are just examples of really easy ways to kind of up your nutrient intake. So if you're feeling like you're not having a lot of energy, you're not necessarily having a lot of function in your body, feel like something's off, have some spinach. Maybe you'll feel better because you just got a lot of vitamins. Folate, which is for DNA synthesis, neurological function, circulatory system. You can easily get, like I said, spinach across the board is usually really great. Lentils and avocado. And these are all kind of things that are associated with like a healthy diet. But an easier way to think about it is just adding color to your intake. So getting the green avocado, the green spinach, the red pepper. Usually when you stray away from just white refined flours, you'll get those colorful vitamins and minerals. And last, we have phosphorus, random, used for DNA, cell signaling. Like, you don't think about it when you're eating these foods, but there's so much more to just, necessarily eating a healthy salad or something like that, but all of those nutrients are in that salad that helps with all of these different roles in your body, and I think that's incredible. And so, what to do with this information? I hope that after this presentation, you will go and think about the nutrients that you're consuming, that you're choosing to use in your body through what you eat. Check and read the nutrient labels to understand the ratio, let's say, of vitamin A that you're getting, or fats and proteins, etc. And specifically pay attention to vitamin D, A, E, and C, as well as calcium and magnesium, because those are the ones in the United States that are the highest rate of deficiencies. So, does anyone have any questions for me? I know that was a large overview on a really interesting topic, so the floor is open.
What about different foods that naturally burn fat, like don't almonds and certain nuts help with that?
So, burning fat is when you require energy, you're doing something, you're walking, you need ATP for your muscles, right? And so your body will use your carbs and your fats that you have, either fats like physically on your body or carbs in your glycogen. I'm trying not to be like too, basically when you eat food, you will digest it, and then that's in your body, just chilling as potential energy. If you don't use the energy, it'll turn into fat. And that sounds kind of point blank, and it's not that simple, but there are semesters of classes on these. And so, for example, you can't say that, I would not say that nuts burn fat, because nuts will give you energy, say, the fats and carbs in a nut together, like that's a source of energy that may be better used in your body for other things as well, versus say you had the same number of calories but from a Twinkie, it would not be as useful for your body, I guess, is what I'm trying to make it seem simplistic. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. Well, thank you for listening, and if you do have any other questions anytime, feel free to message me. I'm obviously not, I'm just a student, but I am a student who pays attention in class. So, these are my references, and allows it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Let's get an impromptu. Yeah, you can go.
Oh, good. Let me turn this off.